Hello all, welcome to session 84. In this session, I'm going to practically demonstrate default arguments in Python functions. So let's get started. First of all, I'll open this PyCharm IDE where I have this Python file. Inside the Python file, I'll create a function. Def my third function. Okay, let me create a function like this. Inside this function, I'll create a parameter, say name. Okay, I'll put a colon here and I'll write a print statement here which says my name is, okay, which will print my name is whatever the data that is received while calling this function that I will be printing here. Okay, my name is whatever the name that is received. Let me now call this function. How to call this function? My third function, like this, I have to call this function, right? I have to pass some data here. Say Arun Motori, I'm passing. If I run this code, you see, my name is Arun Motori will be printed. What will happen if I don't pass this data? If I don't pass this data, while calling this function, what will happen? You will get an error, guys. Okay. This function has a parameter. It's must for you to pass a particular data while calling this function. But this calling statement, this function calling statement is not passing the data. Okay. There is no argument here which can be passed to this parameter. So you'll get an error, guys. Right click run. You'll get an error saying that one argument is required for this name parameter in this function. Okay. But there is a way, guys. Okay. Still, you can call this function without passing any data. There is a way. How it is possible then? I can still write the function calling statement like this only without passing any data, but still it will work. What is the way? The way is nothing but by using the default arguments in these functions, okay, we can avoid this kind of errors. So here what I will do here is I'll say name is equal to Arun Motori. Okay, here I'll give. If you don't pass anything, by default, this argument will be considered by this function. Okay. So when you are calling this function without passing any data, by default, Arun Motor will be considered. Okay. If you pass some data, that data will be considered. So if I run this code, you see, this time it will work. My name is Arun Motor got printed. Even though while calling this function, I have not passed any argument, but there is a default argument here, which will be assigned to this parameter and used by this function when no data is passed from the function calling statement. What if I pass some data? Say if I pass Varun Dawat here, okay? In this case, what will happen? Since we are passing the data, this data will be given the priority, okay? So this data will be assigned to the name and the default argument will be ignored. If you don't pass anything, default argument will be ignored, okay? If you don't pass anything, then default argument will be considered. But if you pass something, whatever the data you are passing, that will be considered, guys, okay? So run this. My name is Varun Dawat will be printed. Okay, here Arun Motor is not considered because here data is being passed. If you don't pass only, this default argument will be considered. If you don't pass anything, then only this default argument will be considered. You see, my name is Arun Motor got printed. So hope guys you understood how to use the default arguments in Python functions. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye.